Hey there, it's me RJB, and we return, or well, I return with that set that I haven't finished yet between Rabbit and Minchul. In the previous 3 games, we had a very short Protoss against Protoss, a pretty quick Terran against Protoss, where Minchul was on a Terran and he just displayed phenomenal defensive ability, hit a pretty good tank drop as well, and won against Rabbit's Protoss. And then we had another TVP with Rabbit on the Terran and Minchul on the Protoss. And Minchul went for a risky opening and Rabbit just completely took advantage of it. And with very precise, restraint, and knowing his limits, he took down Minchul, the explosive player who loves taking risks and has a lot of crazy moves, but they didn't seem to work in that last game of the previous video. So now this time around we've got Protoss against Protoss once again. Rabbit on the Protoss and Minchul here on the name J_Z again on the Protoss. How are these two players going to pull this one off? What do they have prepared? What do they have up their sleeves? Is Minchul again going for an early game Protoss build order, or is he going to go for a Nexus opening first, where he takes away his early game and goes straight for the mid game? And actually it looks like both players have exactly that planned. They want to play for the mid game and maybe even the late game. Because when you go for a Nexus first, the early game, not really much of an option to win fast. Sometimes it happens though, sometimes they do win very quick with a +1 Nexus build order in Protoss against Protoss. But most of the times, these games go on a little bit longer than at least 5 minutes. Neither player is allowed to build a big choke. They can get 1 cannon in their choke. This is the Korean rule game. 1 cannon in the choke, no cannons on the middle. It forces the players to not rely on static defense, but to rely on production, unit control, multitasking, and a really strong build order. And otherwise, you get these very long games at this level of play. These very long games where, because they can build 20 cannons in their choke or 30 cannons on the middle, these games can go very, very long in Protoss against Protoss. And just to make sure that the games don't go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, they made some rules to stop that from happening. And honestly, it produces very fun Protoss against Protoss games. I would say that I used to think, back when I was only playing in the West, Protoss against Protoss was the most boring thing ever, because it was just cannons all around. And then I discovered Korean Protoss against Protoss with rules, and honestly, it is way more fun. Both players here have started to deviate from each other's build orders. Minchul still going for a build order that is more early pressure than Rabbit. Whether I agree with it, I don't know. I don't think I agree with this build order from Minchul, but he is way better than I am. So, whatever he's going to do, I'm going to trust him. I'm going to trust that he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's just that I haven't really seen this happen all too much. So there's a Forge on the... No, there's a Cyber Core on the way. He's not going for a Forge, unlike Rabbit, who got a Forge really early on. Triple Gateway there in the back. Citadel of Aduna on the way. Level 1 attack also in the queue. Went for an earlier, faster Cyber Core than Minchul. Minchul, 4 Gateway, a lot more Zealot production. Although his supply count currently is not yet in the lead. Now it is though. Now he's starting to shoot ahead. That 4 Gateway production difference is starting to kick in. Got Robo on the way. I was expecting Zealot speed, honestly, but he's going for a Robo instead. Probably trying to go for detection. Not sure if he saw the Citadel of Aduna in the back for Rabbit, but maybe he saw it. And that is going to cue him in that he needs some detection if he wants to keep utilizing the units and play on very low defense. Now the Zealots here in the back are running back and forth here from Rabbit inside of Minchul's backline, trying to get some damage done, trying to stop him and slow down his economy, and he's done so successfully a little bit. He killed 2 pros, might kill a third one, is still running back and forth, attacking things left and right. 2 more gateways on the way there from Minchul. Range on the way for the Goons as well, mining from double gas. Whereas Rabbit, also mining from double gas, has his Tempest Archive almost finished up, now adding on 3 more gateways to make sure that he's not going to fall behind on Rabbit's production. He wants to equalize the production Both players will be on 6 gateways. Supply difference now in favor of Minchul though, but still losing Proto in the back. Finally, the Zealot get on top of Protect mining minerals, and he's doing a lot of damage here, killing a lot more than he should be. This is all a result of Minchul trying to play it without a single cannon in the back. He wants to use all of his minerals on offensive units. No defenses for him. But as a result, he's forced to somewhat rely on units to defend himself, and he can't really play offense with his units. And now he's 8 probes behind on the Rabbit. Rabbit is playing this one phenomenally well, though he's still losing out the fight here because his army is way smaller. And now because he lost a lot of Zealots there in Minchul's base, he's starting to somewhat fall behind a little bit. Although now the Dark Temples are out on the map and there's no detection yet, so the Dark Temples are going to scare those Zealots away for sure. Maybe Minchul's going to just sacrifice a couple of them. No, he's not. He's going to pull them back, regroup, wait for the Observer to arrive. Observer's here back at home. This is a tough choice. Either he pulls the Observer to Rabbit's base, to his army, or he keeps it back at home. And it looks like pulling the Observer to his army was the correct choice because the Dark Templar is not allowed to get into Minchul's base. Supply lead still heavily in favor of Minchul, about a 20 difference, more workers for Rabbit, but Rabbit is going to catch up as he's got a lot more gateways than Minchul does. Also getting cannons there in between his backline there. I really like his cannon placement. That's 7 gateways, another 4, going for a total of 11, but now his gateways are under attack, under contention. You have to protect them. Zealot speed is finished there in the back. Zealot speed on the way there for Minchul as well. Level 1 attack also on the way. Level 1 attack is finished for Rabbit. He's getting Dragoon range now himself as well, so he can switch over into making a couple of Dragoons, because he's going to need Dragoons if there's Zealots protecting the Dragoons from Minchul like they are right now. Cannons in the back there finishing. Zealots are going to try to get one more gateway kill. Rabbit goes for the dagger on the side. More Zealots responding there in the backside. Couple of Zealots are taking shots from the cannon, but retreating out of cannon range. They're getting pulled back in by Rabbit. Pulling them back in, not on hold position. Do a great job now. Now the gateways are under attack from Dragoons. A couple more gateways are under construction. Got a shield on the way there from Minchul. Tempest Archive now on the way as well. Level 2 weapon attack there on the way for Rabbit. Rabbit doesn't have any drop attack yet. Does have the Robo shield now on the way as well, but no support bay. Also no observatory for detection in the case Minchul does go for Dark Templars as well. But at the moment it looks like Minchul mostly focusing on Dragoons and Zealots, whereas Rabbit is focusing on Zealots to flank in and go in from the side, or trying to buy himself time for the drop and get a drop here on Minchul. But Minchul's Reaver is faster and already in production, unlike Rabbit, who's still making the shuttle. So it is a bit of a back and forth here. Rabbit lost a lot of probes in the early game, but now he's firing back by killing a lot of gateways, zealots, and pylons. He's putting the pressure up on Rabbit, but now he might have overstayed his welcome. There's a large army here from Rabbit trying to get us around there on Minchul. Minchul trying to pull back towards the choke, trying to make it so that the zealots can't get us around, but the zealots still get us around on those dragoons. Minchul not playing this as clean as he could, but he's retreating. He's going back home, trying to regroup with his own forces. You're back at home. Although he doesn't have that many units, there's actually a slight chance here for Rabbit to go in for the attack, but Rabbit decides to pull back because he's expecting there to be a very big army. And yes, there is quite a big army, but I think he could have kept up the pressure because he's got way more gateways than Minchul does. Minchul has 6 there in the back, 2 more for 8, and 2 more on the way for 10, whereas Rabbit is already on 12 at the moment. Lost, I think, a total of 4 in the process of the exchange so far. Canister on the side, still along the way for the Storm drop or the Reaver drop. Goes in. Is this one going to hit? Is this one going to connect? Flies in. It's a slow shuttle. This one is never going to reach the probe line. No, it gets taken down. Now we got a counter drop on the way. Well, in production from Rabbit, although no Templars are out on the map yet. Minchul already has some Templars. Got Storm upgrade on the way, making a shuttle there in the back, so we can pick them up and fly them over. Got some Dark Templars on the way as well. Do we have detection from Rabbit though? I don't see detection. He does have an observatory, so he can make himself some observers to detect. We got observers moving across the map there for Minchul for side vision, building pylons there on the top side for drop dodge, and also vision on the top side, so you can see shuttles flying in across the map. Same here for Rabbit. Both players now somewhat slowing down the gameplay, somewhat tuning down the action, although we got some action going on there with our Templars entering the middle of the map to start the attack on those dragoons there. So he's pushing Rabbit back into his own base. I don't see an observer. He might have an observer on the way after his next shuttle. No, he decides against it. Goes for another shuttle. Luckily, the Dark Templars, though, get pulled into cannon. He keeps them out of cannon range. very quick reaction. He's actually multitasking this really well. Keeping his Dark Templars safe from detection. Still no observer on the way from Rabbit. Got more observers on the way there from Minchul. Shuttle drop there being picked up. There's 2 Templars or so in there. Gonna try to go for the long route all the way around, but there's pylons there. Very well anticipated from Rabbit. He's not gonna get off guard. Gonna get caught off guard by the shuttle flying across the map all around. Dark Templars now being hunted down. He did get an observer in the end. Eventually he canceled the shuttle, replaced it with an observer, and now he's making the shuttle once again. The shuttle there flying? Nope. Where did the shuttle go? There was a shuttle somewhere. There it is. Dark Templars taking down the pylons on the side. Shuttle there flying on top of the hill. No Dragoons in between. He isn't going to intercept this one. No, he doesn't know it's there. Flies in. Templars going to arrive on the scene. Templars or Probes were running away, but he just hit a pretty massive storm drop. I think he got about 20 probe kills there with the storm. Pretty good hit. Rabbit, although does have 2 Nexuses, does have quite a nice bank, has his army fully filled up. So he can afford this. He just has to sit back for a little while and rebuild his probes. Maybe he's going to go for a counterattack though. If he's moving out, not sure if now is the best time to go for a counterattack. Maybe it is. He's killing pylons across the map to take away vision from Minchul's shuttle drop on the top side. Minchul has Dragoons in position, prepared to take it down. Settles there in the middle, fighting against Zealous and Dragoons. The Zealous are pulling back, drop the for the top side. Drop. Ooh, he pulled his shuttle away, he pulled his probes away, so the Templar arrives on the scene. Templar Storm, Templar gets a pretty good hit, kills maybe 30 even. Killed maybe even 30 probes. Actually, a really good hit there. At a very bad timing for Minchul. Minchul now, once again, behind on Rabbit in terms of supply, army, and probe count. His money is also pretty far behind on where Rabbit is. Rabbit is in a pretty good shape economically speaking. Now Dragoon's coming from the back to the front because he knows the drop is probably not on the way at the moment. And he really needs all his Dragoons in the front to help himself defend. Rabbit's having a tough time getting through this choke point. Drop comes in into Rabbit's space. Rabbit is not responding. The Dragoons are mispositioned, misaligned, but this first drop doesn't arrive. Second drop there comes in. The double drop at 10. Templars are on the scene. Templars are storming. Hits a pretty good storm drop. Kills another 15, 16, maybe even more probes. It's really good counter punch. While it was counter punching, he's losing army here back at home, and another drop there comes in from Rabbit. There's no Dragoons in position to intercept him, so he's gonna have to rely on the probe pool to try to dodge storm. Templar is on the scene. Templar hits a great storm, kills about 10, kills about another 5 or 6, so down to 34. So both players slowly losing probes with every single storm drop, but both players still in contention. Rabbit still has the bigger army size, about 20 difference though. The difference is shrinking a tiny little bit. Both players are on about equal footing at the moment. Rabbit does have the upper hand, but I don't think he's going to have a great time breaking into Minchul's base, who's doing a great job of keeping up the pressure and defending himself there without really relying on cannons whatsoever. Just pure unit defense. And there's more gateways now as well. So that's 12, you got 18 gateways. Rabbit here on 4, 4, 12, 16. So about even numbers in terms of gateways. 2 more gateways for Minchul. But he's not really able to utilize his superior gateway count to his advantage because look at the supply. Rabbit is in a massive supply. But now a drop comes in. Templars on the scene. Is double Templar. Templars are storming. Templars are not hitting that well though. He did kill about 10 or so. So once again, the drops for both players have been hitting pretty well. They haven't been very hard hitting, but they've killed pretty good amounts of probes on every single attempt, slowing either player down, where both players are now struggling to keep up their income. Rabbit though, gonna try to strike before Minchul is ready to defend. Before Minchul has recovered, those Zealots are going the wrong way. They're going the wrong way. Misclicked somewhere on the map. He misclicked somewhere on the map, and that might actually just give Minchul enough time to have enough units finish up for the defense. Shuttle drop intercepts it. Really well done. Might have just saved his own life there. And that small mistake there from sending his units to the top corner instead of sending them into attack by accident buys Rabbit enough time. Another drop comes in there. Templar on the scene. Templar storm. Templar hits 2 or 3 probes. Not a big hit, but it is annoying because probes are once again off the minerals. Loses a bit of mining time. Observers on the top side really giving Minchul a lot of help defending against the drops. Rabbit is trying to clear them out though by sending his Dragoons from side to side, sweeping with the Observer, trying to kill observers. Minchul very quickly responds, tries to pull his Observer out of vision, but Rabbit noticed and he kills the Observer. Now drop comes in from the exact same location, gonna try to fly in over the bottom side, catch some Dragoons in between, but Dragoons are too far away. They're gonna try to hit the shuttle, hits the shuttle, Templar's armor loaded, Templar storms, Templar gets a pretty good hit off. Kills once again, kills about 16. But now here in the middle, Minchul goes for the push, while Rabbit is distracted with the shuttle drop. Minchul using his superior multitasking to clear out the middle and go for a counterattack, while he feels he has the supply lead over Rabbit, because Rabbit hasn't really done much while getting storm dropped time and time again. But he pulls back. He sees that there's quite a sizable army, so he decides against going in, pulls back. Now Rabbit is mostly focused on building units. He isn't building a shuttle drop at the moment. It has no shuttles on the map. Doesn't have a shuttle in production. Mostly focused on building more observers. Whereas Minchul still making shuttle drops. Got 2 Templars prepared there to go in. Dragoons on the sides are going to clear out these units here. Shuttle drop comes in. Shuttle drop flies in. Shuttle drop is not going to be intercepted. The probes are running away way ahead of time. Very good probe pool. Still loses about 10 or so probes though. Mostly on the gas. A couple of them unhotkeyed on the minerals. But very well played there by Minchul. Supply lane still in favor of Rabbit though. Got a pretty big army. I haven't been looking at their upgrades for a while now. Let's see what their upgrades are. He's got level 3 attack, 0 armor, 0 shield. Whereas Minchul has 1 armor, 2 weapon attack, but level 3 weapon attack on the way. Whereas Rabbit has level 1 armor on the way. But Rabbit now though feels he's got the moment. Feels he's got the momentum. Sends his units into attack, but once again sends them to the wrong location. Whoa. Where are these units going? He was expecting Minchul's units to still be here on the bottom corner, but they already left. So that's why he was going to the bottom corner, trying to catch those units that were previously there, hoping to catch them out and kill them. Get himself an advantage by getting a bigger supply lead than he has now. Now he's trying to break through the front door. Great storms coming down on the Reaver there in the back. The Dragoons are splitting up. More storms coming down. Reaver survives there though. Can't quite go in. The narrowness of the choke point is really working against it. But the drop comes in there from the side. There's no Dragoons in between. Templars. Probes are not running away. Breaks through the front door. There's winning the fight here inside of Minchul's choke. But Minchul pulls units from the back to the front. Try and leverage the surround. I'm trying to keep my eyes on the minimap there because that drop is going to go in. It goes in. This one's might be the decider. Probes are running away. Probes are staying safe. Probes are staying alive. Doesn't get a storm on the big group of probes. Kills a lot of probes on the gas there though. But here, inside of Minchul's base, fight seems to somewhat be going Rabbit's way. But now Minchul's zealots are spawning and they're going to run out onto those Dragoons and push them back. Although he's forced to retreat once again because the drop is coming in from the north side. There's nothing in between. Dragoons are away from home. Templars are on the scene. Templars are storming. Templars are hitting a lot of them. Went down for about 65, down to 35, so pretty strong hit. And now Minchul on very low minerals, 80 minerals in the bank. Not much left to survive with. And Rabbit's got 50, got steady production, more supply, and he's breaking into Minchul's base, who kind of was forced to pull Dragoons that were supposed to defend against drops out of position, and it cost him dearly. He's still standing though, still standing, still defending, still fighting, but Rabbit isn't planning on giving him any time to recover. He wants to keep at the pressure, wants to keep killing Minchul's units, and at some point Minchul is not going to be able to finance rebuilding all those lost units, while Rabbit is able to. Although the probe count isn't that different, Rabbit clearly has a bigger supply lead, more units, and more minerals. He is in a clear advantage at the moment. Zealots are coming in. Dragoons are... Zealots in the front there are doing a great job of killing the Zealots away from the Dragoons. Now Dragoons have free walk into Rabbit's base. They're free to walk in, and they're doing so. Now the game is very, very tight for Minchul. 50 supply difference. He's trying hard to keep up. Got a lot of units in production, but he isn't going to be able to keep up. At some point, the game just snowballs in life. And this is the snowball point. Rabbit is just snowballing out of control. He's killing more than Minchul is rebuilding. Minchul calls GG, leaves the game, and the game number 4 also goes to Rabbit. The series started out with Minchul winning the first 2 games, but Rabbit has pulled himself back into a draw so far. Both players at even scores, 2 wins for either player, which means the final game, number 5, is going to be the decider. Who is going to be the victorious victor, whatever you want to call it? Who's going to be the champion? This best of 5. Honestly, it can be either player. But, after each PvP they play, they go into a Protoss against Terran, and with these players, Protoss is not necessarily in the advantage against Terran. Because as we saw in the previous 2 Protoss against Terrans between these 2, the Terrans won against Protoss, and they won pretty damn convincingly. It was rather one-sided. So far, Protoss against Terran, neither of these players have had much success in this specific best of 5. But maybe this set, maybe this game here, is going to have different results. Rabbit on the Protoss, Minchul on the Terran. Bottom, top right of the map, and bottom middle of the map. I hope this is going to be a very exciting match. I've got high hopes. High hopes. Minchul here on the Red Terran starts off with a supply depot into a barracks. It's unlike what we usually see where they go for barrack first and then a supply depot. But maybe that's because he's in a corner spawn. On a corner spawn, there's more time for the Protoss to arrive in your base, so it's easier and safer to go for a 9 barrack instead of an 8 barracks. As Rabbit goes for one of his trademark Protoss build orders where he goes for triple gateway in his choke. Maybe he's going for double gateway instead of triple, but most of the time this is his triple gateway in the choke build order. It is kind of like a mid-gate build order, but also it isn't. He does reduce the distance towards his opponent by not building his gateways right here in front of his nexus, but he also doesn't risk losing his gateways that easily by building them on the middle, in the case a mid-gate build order goes wrong. But there's a downside. There's a tiny little bit more distance to your opponent than if you go for an actual mid-gate. But this is something I only really see Rabbit do, and he's done it to great success most of the time. Nexus number 2 might be on the way very soon, maybe it won't be. It does feel like he's going to go for an extra Nexus. Maybe he isn't, I don't know. Rabbit has a lot of variations of this build order. At the moment he's not saving up any money for a Nexus, who's going to be Zealots walking out on a triple gateway, scouting the map, because he's going to find his opponent on the very last spawn location possible. And that is in great favor of Minchul, because he has a lot of time to prepare himself for the defense, because he knows what's up. He already found a Rabbit. It means they're in the front, ready to snipe that probe, because he knows the probe is going to arrive at some point. Rabbit knows that this is the one last spawn location, that Minchul has to be here. Plays it safe with the probe, doesn't want to lose it, because if he pulls it back, he's going to get a little bit more money in the bank. Very useful stuff. So Zealots are just going to ball up very slowly. He goes in for the attack. He feels and he knows that, you know what, I might just try and go for some damage here. I have 3 Zealot Gateway Production, or 3 Gateway Zealot Production, it is called, and the Marines are pulling back. Trying to sneak back behind the barracks for greater point of defense. And Rabbit doesn't want to take this one yet. There's too many Marines to fight into. Marines have great micro ability. Minchul, its micro Marines is great, so I'm sure he would have won the fight, but now there's more Zealots. So they're both going different directions, gonna group up. Got an Academy there in the back. Medics are not yet on the way. He's going for Fire Bats. Oh, Medics have finished already. Fire Bats coming in now as well. Fire Bats going to give him a huge advantage against those Zealots. Stim going to finish very soon as well. Already got a factory on the way. Minchul's going to try and play very aggressive here. Although his Marines are getting cut out a little bit, but now he's pulling those Zealots into the Fire Bats. Gets surrounded on the Fire Bats. Going to try to get as many kills as he can. Fire Bats are migrating backwards. Zealots are caught out, overextending. More zealots are on the way there, though. Might try to go for another attack into this army, but no, he decides to. He tries to sneak in. But those zealots are trying to sneak in are getting caught out. And now the fire bats here in the front are getting taken down by the zealots. Fire zealot there on the side did nothing, though. Just kind of died and went down. Units here in the front also took a lot of damage there from the fire bats, so these are going to get taken down very quick as well. Factory, they're almost finished. No range on the way. Going for our command center. Still running about. Sees the entire base. Sees the second command center in the back has only just now started. As Rabbit here back at home already building cannons in the front behind his gateways. Getting a cyber core pretty damn late. Marine there runs in. Wants to get some information. Goes in. Is sprinting. Going for the touchdown. Going all the way into the backside there. There's a 10-yard line. Arrives on the scene. It's a touchdown. Just go down there though, but he got to the point of destination. He sees the information and gets the confirmation, so he can start making his strategy to adapt to what he's doing. There's no resignation here though. Both players still fully rolling. Let's add some background music. Is he going for 4 nexuses? Or is it just going to be triple nexus? Not really sure what Rabbit is up here. Sure what he's up to. Robo on the way, units are in the front, zealots are splitting up. Hoping to get a flank or just to sneak into the base once Minchul leaves his base. Lifts up his barracks is very early barrack lift. But immediately switches over to 4 factory build order. And a command center there in the back as well. He kind of knows that Rabbit got slowed down with his technology. His robots are very slow, very late. The Marines there are enough to defend because he lost a lot of zealots with those previous attacks. Minchul knows what's up, he knows what Rabbit can do. And because he knows that, he knows what he himself can do, and that is just not make units at the moment at all. Just go for fast factory transition. Might get an armory as well for Goliath to defend himself. Might go for a dropship or a tank drop. First tank is finished there in the front. Second tank is finishing up now as well because siege was finished as well. Things are looking great. Getting mines as well. So vulture mine on the middle is definitely what he's looking for. A lot of pilots there coming down for Rabbit. That's Citadel of Balloon finished up. Robo on the way. Support bay almost finished as well. Getting cannons in the back to protect himself from drops, of course. There's a scan to scout ahead to see if he can go for a tank drop or if he's too late. Picked up the tanks, moves out. Armories both almost finished. We got vulture speed also on the way, still on 4 factories, but the 5th one is on the way. And from Rabbit, we've got shuttle speed and zealot legs on the way. Really still not sure what he's exactly planning on doing here though. Got armor and weapon for tanks and Goliaths and vultures on the way. Drop comes in from the bottom left side, bottom right side actually. There's 3 cannons there. Should be fine, should be able to hit this. He should be able to hit this one. Ropes though are running away, tanks are within range, get a couple kills, gets a couple, actually doesn't really get that many. Doesn't really get that many kills, I think got about 4 or 5, maybe 3 of them. Not the big hit he was hoping for, but at the moment, the game's still looking good for Minchul. Triple command center, 49 SCBs, double upgrades there on the way for his mech army. Getting more factories as well. He's got Goliath to defend himself against shuttle drops. Has some mines in the middle to kill whatever is moving over the middle. 4 robos, 5, 6 robos there from Rabbit. Is he going for mass Reaver drops? Is he going for mass Reaver drops in this PvT? Got more stuff there on the way on the bottom side. 2 more forges. Once again, all the upgrades all at the same time. Zealots are running across the map, trying to outpace the mines. So I'm trying to clear the mines as fast as he can. We got units spreading out all over the map. One of the few things Minchul is actually very good at is getting map vision to help himself defend against those shuttle drops or whatever else is flying his way. Very quickly adding on those factories. do a great job of adding them on. He's growing big fast. We're 9 minutes in, 120 supply for both players, and about 61 SCVs against 73 probes from around. Ravana finally adding on more gateways, getting a Stargate somewhere as well. Where's the Stargate? Where's he building the Stargate? I see the Stargate is on the way, but there it is, it's finished. Alright. Yeah, he's going for a mass shuttle Reaper. And he got into the base. I was Oh, I was not paying attention. I'm so blind. Reavers are there inside of Minchul's base. They're fighting. I caught it just in time. A couple of SCVs did go down. He was at about 65, now it's on 58. But doesn't really take that much damage. He handled that one really well. While actually having no turrets on the sides. And despite all the vision on the map, the shuttles still made their way in. The Goliaths didn't respond in time. They did respond faster than I did, though. They responded way faster than I did. So he got in, didn't really achieve much. Level 1 attack and armor for Mech has finished. Got a lot of levels on the way here for Rabbit. Got level 000 at the moment. Level 111 on the way for his gateway units. Reavers are being picked up once again. Ready to fly in for another big, strong-ass drop onto Minchul's economy, or maybe somewhere on the side. I see just one tank. And the fact that he's mostly got Goliaths actually makes him pretty weak against the Reavers. But he's making Valkyries to try and catch those shuttles in the air, hoping that the Reavers themselves won't really be a point or an issue. Finally, some tanks are finishing up. He's got about 11 factories, one of them still on the way. He's doing pretty good, but Rabbit is pretty massive here in the back. Adding on mass Stargate now as well. I do think he's got Cybercore number 2 on the way as well. A fleet beacon? I don't see a fleet beacon yet, but he for sure is planning on going for carriers. Valkyries are trying to fight against the shuttles. He's going to fly into another Valkyrie there, but the shuttles should be staying alive. Goliaths are moving to the backside there. Reavers are loading on the scene. Reavers are trying to shoot on the SVs, but they can't really find them. SVs are running away all just in time. Reavers are getting attacked by everything, but Goliaths don't really do that much damage, but they do enough damage to keep most of the Reavers down before they can really do anything for the count. You get a couple kills there on some static or dynamic units there. Killed a couple tanks, killed a couple Goliaths, but all the SVs there got out, stayed alive. And then that gives Minchul a lot of time to get more Valkyries up in the air and prepare himself for the maxed out defense. The game's gonna get progressively easier for Minchul from this point onwards. But Rabbit, of course, you can never count him out. There's another mass reef drops already in production. A lot of zealots there as well. I don't see any observers though to clear out the middle of the map. He's gonna fly over the map and try to go for the attack and try to... Is Minchul going for the attack? Is Minchul not going to wait around? He's going to just go for the tank push right now, right here. Is he going to do this? A couple zealots there entering the middle of the map, trying to clear out mines, with shuttles leaving the base there. He gets them spotted out though, because he has vision everywhere on the map. Got Marines everywhere. There's not a single spot on the map that's safe. But now he flies in. No turrets on the side, flies to the Valkyrie, but he's got two different groups of shuttles there. Going to unload there on the low ground. Great unload. Great unload. This is fantastic. Now he's got a double flank attack there coming in. Shuttle drop there comes in from the right side. There's no Reavers in this one. It's just Zealots, but the Zealots are doing a lot of work here, damaging Minchul. Minchul might have just played this a little bit too risky. Now there's Reavers on the bottom side, the Zealots on the top side. There's almost no units here back at home because the units are back on the middle here, pushing the front door. Maybe not the wisest choice. Maybe a little bit too risky here from Minchul. He is a player who plays way too damn risky, and this is the perfect example. This shouldn't be happening, but it is. It's happening, and now he's going for the counter-attack. His minerals are low, he's got almost no army, and everything that's spawning here in the base is going to get taken down by the Zealots and the Reavers immediately. He's in a very bad position. Minchul might have just completely miscalculated what's going on, and now Rabbit's just going to win with a very simple mass attack with combination of shuttle drops and Corsairs fighting against Valkyries flying across the map. They're going to try to get in here. Vultures are spawning just in time there though. Tank is spawning as well. He might be... He's going to survive this one for sure. I don't want to call it too early though, but he isn't out for the count just yet. He's way too close. Way too close. Valkyries are running back and forth trying to intercept shuttles, but there's a shuttle leaving that he missed. Now the Valkyries are here flying into Rabbit's base. There's no shuttles there. The shuttle's here, right on the other side of the map. Units are coming in for the frontal attack. Zealots are running in. He's gonna hold this. There is the drop. Shuttle comes in. Minchul's running away. Minchul's trying to keep his units alive. Oh, he gets a massive hit there on the SCVs. Oh, really big hit there on the SCVs. Really big hit. 42 kills there on... Oh, no, SCVs are returning back home because they can't go into the front door. He doesn't kill them though, but... Oh, Minchul is in a very bad position. Very bad position here. He's got no minerals left in the bank. A lot of gas there though. Another shuttle drop comes in. The Valkyrie's not responding. He's just flying in there. Valkyries are attacking, but the Temples have a low. The Temples are responding, and Rabbit is gonna win this best of 5. Oh, Minchul tried to play this as risky as he possibly could. It almost worked out. I mean, he was just being way too over-aggressive with his Valkyries. Trying to fly it over across the map to snipe some shuttles with the Valkyries. But oh, it was so risky. So ridiculously risky play. This is really the difference between these two players. Rabbit is controlled and has restraint, but Minchul, he just tries to go balls to the wall sometimes, and it clearly backfired in this gun. In this one, it clearly backfired. Rabbit, with an amazing comeback, behind 2-0, wins 3-2. The reverse sweep. That's it for today. It was RGB for RJB TV. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, that's it. See you next time. Have a good day.